I don't think there's any mysteries to the timing in the universe. You know, I don't think there's anything that's random. I think if we're able to read, almost like what Diane was just sharing, you know, in terms of the people who read wind and, you know, sailors who can read nature and snow. I think that if you're able to read, you know, these cairns that are in the forest, I don't know, for me, I feel like there's symbolism in everything. I know, and there's no mistake that project has been going on for many, many years. And the name of that rover is Perseverance. And holy cow, it's on Mars, for heaven's sakes, right? And what was in the belly? What was in the belly of the Perseverance rover? The little helicopter named Ingenuity. I just think it's fascinating. And we have all of that. So the mission of the rover that's on Mars is to look for ancient life. So I kind of want to gather that because I'm totally fascinated in the fact that we are encoded. You have a blueprint inside of you that's been there since you were the spark in your mama's and your daddy's eyes. Before you ever came into being as a human being, that message is encoded inside. We all have ancient wisdom. So I'm going to stick with that. You were born to live at this time, born to see a man go to the moon in Apollo 11, born to see a rover go to Mars, born to be to persevere and to have the ingenuity to wake up, you know, to this very, I'm going to use that word, which I'm kind of sick of, unprecedented times. You know, I feel like our grandparents said the same thing. Our great grandparents probably said the same thing with whatever they were faced with. So I'm going to start with Kapalabhati. In your email, I did not include a tissue. We'll start with a little Kapalabhati. I'm going to stick with some core postures today, mainly to focus on elongation, right? Lengthening through our spine. Your spine is your staff. And the staff, the person who carries a staff is wise and old and capable. So let's start seated. On that note, I'm going to mute everyone. Thank you so much for popping in here this morning. If anything goes awry, somebody please unmute yourself and speak up. And I included a playlist if you want to play that this morning. And so grab your tissue, grab your blanket, anything to help you to feel supported and long. Thank you for those of you who have your camera on. I do have a larger screen and it just helps me to coach and cue with a little more detail if I can see you. Take a few moments here to lovingly prepare space on your mat. You could think of this as your moon, your Mars, your outer space, your place on your map to dive in, right? To explore the ancient wisdom with which you were encoded with. So prepare a seat that is, you know, proper to receive a guest, a very ancient guest, a very special guest. Root your hips, lift your spine. One time, bring your shoulders forward, pull them up, press them back, and then just allow your shoulders to drop down. Unhinge your jaw, relax the root of your tongue, separate your teeth. Let your throat be open and soft, and feel your channel, your central channel. From the base of your spine, straight up through the crown of your head. And start to elongate. You can think of it like a satellite signal from your space right here on this little patch of ground on Earth. Soaring up and out, and start to breathe consciously. Using your nose to slowly and lovingly fill your lungs with breath. The bottom, the sides, the front, the back, the top. And slowly empty your lungs completely. Feel a little squeeze to drain the air out. And in Dirga, right, the three-part, complete, most fundamental yogic breath. Start to add a little bit of sound. Layer your Dirga breath with Ujjayi sound. Remember, let this be an expression of your willingness to explore. And if you want to be an explorer, you must be willing to be lost. Let the Ujjayi sound be loud and strong. There's a vibration there. Everything in the universe is vibrating. The entire universe is a pulsation. Feel the beating of your heart, the movement of your breath. The imprint that it has. The next time you breathe in, hold your breath in. Make sure your lungs are full. Stretch your spine up and be willing to feel. Something inside will start to stir. Trust yourself to watch the stirring, the rising energy, the disturbance, as long as you possibly can. When you need to exhale, softly let the air go. Let go of your lengthening. Let your body soften and let your breath move on its own for just a few rounds. And you can continue this way with Dirga, with Ujjayi, with holding your breath in, or maybe holding your breath out. I'm going to offer one round of Kapalabhati today. Remember, Kapalabhati is a cleansing technique, as well as a pranayama that will build energy very quickly and shut down the thinking mind. If it works for you, lengthen your spine. Take a deep breath in through your nose and begin expulsions through your nose. Keep going. Do about 20, maybe 30 really strong expulsions. Remember, the inhale is passive. Now, this is not only a great way to build energy swiftly, but also to strengthen your respiratory muscles, specifically your diaphragm. It is as if you are blowing a candle out with your nose. Continue a few more rounds, and if you can, pick up your pace. Make sure the inhale is passive. Nice. Now take a deep breath in through your nose. Curl up and exhale through your mouth. Hold your breath out and stretch your spine up. Be willing to feel. Hold in stillness and know that stillness is an illusion. Feel the subtle movements inside. It usually starts kind of small and quiet. How much can you let that build? The disturbance will build. And as the disturbance builds, if you want to add Mula Bandha, the root lock, that gives you something to hold on to, something to do. Engage your pelvic floor, pull up really, really strong. Hold and let things move. And when you need to breathe in, it's a sharp breath in. And last time, hold your breath in at the top. And again, stretch up. And remember, be soft while you hold your breath in and just watch. Watch the internal landscape. It's like a hurricane, like a storm that will start brewing. Trust yourself to be able to watch more and more and more. You watch for as long as you can. If you want to add Mula Bandha and pull your pelvic floor in and up, you can even take the tip of your tongue and push it up to your soft palate. Another action. When you need to let go of everything, all the internal mudras, all the lengthening, and feel. And affirm. You were born for this initiation. Reach your fingers to the side, touch the floor lightly. And on an inhale, open your arms wide, stretch out and up in a seated sun breath. As you exhale, clasp your fingers overhead, round your spine in a seated cat. On the next inhale, flip your palms, reach back up, elongate, and then exhale, let your arms float down to your sides and touch lightly. Let's do 2 more of these seated sun breaths. Slow, deliberate filling. Inhale, open and gather up. Clasp your fingers as you exhale, round. Your head will come between your arms, reach. On the inhale, flip your palms and go right back up. Maybe a little extension there, lift your chest. And then exhale, let your arms float down, be very soft. Lovely. One more time. Fill and open, spread your wings, gather up. As you exhale, empty and stretch the entire backside of your body. Inhale, lengthen the backside, lift and open the front side of your body. And then as you exhale, let your arms float down. Nice. Release your blanket or props from your mat. Take your feet out in front and separate your feet about as wide as the mat. Lean back onto your hands. Let your knees roll a few times side to side. And start to breathe, in any way now that feels natural to you. Use your nose. Relax your tongue in your mouth and separate your teeth. Keep moving air. Let your knees float to the right. And then twist all the way around toward the right. Lower onto your elbows in a crawling twist. Your elbows under your shoulders. Spread your fingers. Suction cup your fingers to your mat. Draw your chest forward between your arms. So you're still trying to elongate your spine. Move your left knee back a little bit and add the Ujjayi sound here. Strong, steady, smooth. Work in this pose with the rotation. It's putting a little compression in certain areas in your torso. Use your lungs to broaden, the deep depth of your breath, to continue to put, breathe into small little nooks and crannies and continue to press all the air out. One more deep breath. Swivel your right fist to your left elbow, roll to your right elbow, reach your left arm overhead, and slide your left leg out long. So the arm and leg are both very long. Take support from, the bottom elbow. Get it in a good position to press the floor away. Now lift your left leg off the floor just a little bit. Circle your wrist, your left wrist, left ankle, spread toes, spread fingers, breathe deeply. And then sweep your left leg back, left arm behind, catch hold of your ankles, side kneeling, half bow. And as you exhale, draw your knee towards your nose, round your spine, and then inhale and kick your toes way out back. Do this a few times and move in and out of sort of a cat-cow action as well. So your spine will round as your knee comes forward and you extend as you open behind. Nice. Let's take this 2 more times. Feeling hip flexion, get your thighs close as you can toward your belly and press it behind. Next time your toes are out back, pause there. 3 deep Ujjayi breaths. Press your chest forward, press your belly forward, open through your throat as you lift your chin. Lovely. Then release your leg, press up to seated. Come back to where you started with your feet out in front. Now this time, if your hands are behind, if it works for you, lift into a reverse table. This is one option. Hips lift and then lower. And you can keep both hands and both feet on the floor, opening the front of your body and then diving down and closing as tightly as you can. Or sweep one arm up and add that rotation at the top. So you press into one hand and reach the other arm. Or you could stick with windshield wipers. Move back and forth here a few times in the center. And explore. Explore what works for you. Is there any place that You feel like you need to linger a little longer and maybe hold, or let the range grow smaller or larger. What is possible? Make your way back to center. Let your knees drop to the left. Crawl around onto your left hip, twist toward the back of your mat. So you're rotating the other way now. Lower onto your elbows, forearms parallel to each other. Try to twist as far as you can. So you really, again, kind of wring out your, torso. Hips are perpendicular to the floor, shoulders are parallel to the floor. Once you're in position, you move the right thigh back to keep your hips stacked. And with your hands kind of like a little tree frogs, clutch your fingertips to the floor and energetically, isometrically pull to bring your chest forward between your arms. That gives you the sensation of elongation through your spine. Now breathe, add the ujjayi sound. Make that sound strong. You could say the vibration is, kind of again an expression of your willingness to feel. Exploration includes feeling things that you're not used to feeling. And it taps into strength in your shoulder girdle, your postural muscles. Keep lengthening your neck. There's always space to fill a little more air in your lungs. You'd be shocked at how much you can take in. You'll also be shocked at how much you can let go. Empty a little bit more every time. One more full breath. Press into your left elbow as you swivel your left fist forward in front of you. Reach your right arm overhead and now open up. Elongate through the right leg, the right arm. Creep your right toes out as far away as you can. And then the lengthening of your leg is really what lifts the leg up. Reach through fingers and toes, circle your wrists and your ankles, spread. Feel the space between your toes and between your fingers. And then as you exhale, right hand reaches back, catch hold of your ankle, and move back and forth in a sideline cat-cow action here. Leg pump, so you pull your knee in towards your chest, round your spine, and then kick your foot way out back and extend your spine. Nice, continue moving in a way that, is really interesting, captures your attention. So much to explore. Every day, every interaction, every pose, every breath. Feel the vast array of sensations that are present there. How tightly you can fold, how much opening you can bring. The next time your toes are back behind you, kick the foot back there and hold. 3 ujjayi breaths. Press the floor away. Lift your chin, open your throat from your knee to your throat, the longest line you can. 1 more breath. Lovely. And release all of that. Press around into table so you can come up into all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Take the tops of your feet and pat them to the floor. You can even make a little sound. Humming, vibration is always good. Everything vibrates. Your body usually makes just the sound it needs to help break down tension. Tuck your toes under, hips to heels. Rise into down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Go ahead, pedal out. Shake your hips, wag your tail, shake your head. Remember, head so much like a ripe piece of fruit. Once you turn your body upside down, your head helps to create traction in your spine. Feel your sitting bones soar high. Let your head relax. Bring your feet together. On your inhale, reach your right leg way out back behind you. Bend your right knee and circle that knee around. You can also do this with your left knee on the ground. Ujjayi breath. Reverse your circle in the other direction.
Step your right foot all the way up between your hands for lunge. Try to keep the back knee lifted if you can. Point the back heel straight up toward the ceiling. Reach your arms out back behind you, and on a slow inhale, rise out and up and into warrior one. Nice. Ujjayi sound. Frame your ears with your arms. If you can let your arms fall behind your ears, find a little bit of a back bend there. Take one more deep breath. Slow motion as you land both hands to either side of your front foot. Keep your belly on your front thigh. Lift your hips high and bow over your front thigh. Move in and out of this knee down lunge with a fold. As you inhale, bend your front knee, look forward. As you exhale, lift your hips high and fold tightly to your front thigh. Do that one more time. Inhale, look forward as you sink low. Exhale, straighten the front leg and bow. Bend the front knee enough to step back into down dog where you came from. Take a very deep breath in. As you exhale, lower into plank. Hold your plank for about 3 breaths. Press the floor away. The back of your heart opens. Now soften your knees. We're going to kind of flow through this down dog and plank. Soft knees, hips press back to your heels, unfolding to down dog. Pull yourself forward into plank. Make it a seamless connection. Soft knees to press back. Inhale to rise up. Strong pull forward into plank on your exhale. Keep breathing deeply in a rhythm of breath that works for you. For you to explore, how do you lift your hips up high to find the pinnacle of your down dog, and then how your hips push forward to access all the strength you can bring to your plank. One more time. And the next time your hips are up into down dog, stay there and hold. Bring your feet together. Stretch your left leg way out back. Bend your left knee. Circle your knee around. Remember, like an explorer, how much range of motion is available today. Go slow enough that you don't miss any spots. Reverse in the other direction. Lovely. Keep your heel curled tightly to your bum so that you access all the strength in your hamstrings. Try to get that knee higher behind you. You can probably go a little higher behind you. Nice. Step the foot all the way up between your hands for lunge. Stabilize there. Keep the back knee lifted if available. Arms reach out back. Slow motion rise. Lovely. Frame your ears. Virabhadrasana. Now, if you want to be a warrior, which is definitely necessary in life these days, you have to be prepared to be broken, to be vulnerable. Lift your chest. Let your arms fall behind. Be guided by forces much larger than us, much larger than us. As you exhale, soft landing, hands land. Keep your belly on your front thigh, bow over your front leg, lifting your hips high. 2 rounds. Inhale, bend the front knee, look forward and lengthen. As you exhale, lift your hips up and fold into a bow. One more time. Inhale, look forward and lengthen. Exhale and bow. Now bend the front knee enough to step the back foot up into forward fold. Feet toward the front of your mat. Fix your feet so they're parallel. Anchor down strong, spread your toes. As you inhale, rise halfway into jackknife. Exhale, fold your belly on your thighs. Reverse swan dive. Press through your heels, soar out and up and open, little back bend. Exhale, bring your hands home to your heart. Nice. 3 rounds, sun breath. Inhale, soar out, up and open. As you exhale, swan dive and fold. Inhale, rise halfway and lengthen. Exhale, fold belly to thighs. Reverse, press through your heels, soar out and up, little back bend. Exhale, bring hands home, stand tall and connect it right around. Move again. Inhale, soar up. Empty completely as you dive and fold tightly, belly to thighs. Inhale, open and rise halfway. Exhale as you fold again. Reverse, press through your heels out to come up, little back bend. Bring your hands home, stand very tall. 1 more round. Inhale, soar up, lengthen as much as possible. Exhale, let go and fold tightly. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, press through your heels, soar out and up and open. Exhale into squat, Utkatasana, hands at your heart. Hold your squat, sit your hips back. These are beautiful. Spine's lifted. Use the Ujjayi sound. Your next exhale, twist to the left. Hook your right elbow somewhere. Your right elbow can hook on the right knee. It can hook on the left knee. You be sure your knees are in line and your body weight's even in your feet. Keep your thumbs at your breastbone. Can you split your arms? One hand goes down toward the floor, the other arm goes up in the air. Maybe your arm is between your legs. Maybe that's a better choice. Get your shoulders perpendicular to your hips. One more deep breath. Nice. As you exhale, forward fold, empty your lungs. Inhale, rise halfway. Hands down as you exhale, right foot steps back. High lunge. Stabilize and rise. Crescent warrior. Arms out and up and open. And again, you can have the back knee down if you need to. Stay tall this time and exhale to the left again. Split your arms, right arm forward, left arm back. Nice. Let the left hand drip down your back leg. Reach your right arm straight up in the air. Reverse twisted warrior. One more deep breath. Yay. Slow motion. Hands down to either side of your front foot. Float to plank. Feet together, hands as wide as the mat. Lower your right knee to the floor. Swivel your right foot behind you. Vashisthasana, side plank. Left arm up in the air. Lift your left leg. Reach your left arm overhead. Find that long, long line again from your left heel to your left fingers. Now bend your left knee, find your big toes, put them together like a little hinge. Open your left knee toward the ceiling, open your chest to the ceiling. So back bend, it's half circle pose. Lift your belly, lift your chest, let your left arm drop behind you. Take one more full breath. Circle your arm around, bring your hand down, bring your knees under your hips. Feet go back behind you, tuck your toes. Rise to down dog. Ujjayi breath. Strong Ujjayi breath. Feet together. Now the same right leg, step it halfway up. This is for pyramid. So your foot steps halfway toward the front of your mat. Anchor both feet flat. You're in your pyramid, fingers out in front. Sometimes blocks are helpful here. Get your belly on your front thigh. Can you walk your hands back behind you and pull? Maybe you grab your left thigh, both hands can grab the back leg and pull yourself into a little deeper of a fold. And then release your fingers, walk them forward, shift your body weight to your front foot, lift your left leg straight out back. So your fingers are now under your shoulders. Again, maybe blocks or spider fingers. Flex your left foot strong, toes are pointing straight down. Keep your left hand there under your shoulder for twisted half moon, right hand to your hip. Look toward the right, you're twisting the other way, reach your right arm straight up in the air. Now reach the left leg super strong. Keep pressing down into both the right foot and your left fingers. Take one more deep breath right there. Lovely. Hand comes down, feet come together, forward fold, empty your lungs. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, press through your heels, soar out and up and open, little back bend. Exhale, hands come home. Take a walk to the front of your mat and go the other way. So on your from mountain, inhale, open your arms wide, stretch up. Exhale into squat, Utkatasana. Hands to your heart. Nice. Now remember in squat, it's almost like a Roman back chair. You don't want to pitch forward until you get ready to twist. Initially in your squat, work to get your torso up so you feel the strength in your postural muscles. It is a balanced posture. You're sitting back. Take one more deep breath. And now stay long. So you hinge forward so that you can twist toward the right and you keep your spine long. Use your left elbow somewhere to help you to kind of spin your ribs so your shoulders go perpendicular to your hips. Keep the Ujjayi sound, split your arms if that works. One arm down and one arm up. Nice. Sense your body weight is even in your feet. Lovely. One more deep breath. And as you exhale, forward bend all the way over. Left leg goes back on the inhale into high lunge. Stabilize and rise into crescent warrior. Arms frame your ears. And make sure you feel a strong base, because that allows you to explore. Your legs are split, but feel them hugging toward the midline, toward each other, and pulling toward the middle of your mat. So your left heel, the right heel pulls toward the left foot. Now twist to your right, and with all that stability, you can really reach. Right arm back, left arm forward. Stay there, or reach the left arm up, right hand down. Revolved, twisted warrior. You can wrap your right hand behind your back if you like. Little back bend. Lovely. Windmill around, soft landing. Float to plank. Feet together, hands as wide as your mat. Lower your left knee under your hip. Swivel your left foot back behind you to flatten the right foot for side plank, right arm up in the air. And once you're situated with support from the left knee and left hand, lift your right leg. Right arm overhead, long line. Press the ground away really strong and reach more through the right arm and right leg. Take all of that spacious feeling and length with you. As you bend your right knee, find your big toe knuckles, put them together, open your right knee as far as you can. Keep pulling your knees wide apart from each other. Roll your right arm back, which is a back bend. Press your belly and your chest forward and up. Release your head. Take one more deep breath. Nice. Circle your arm around. Bring your hand down, back to table. Feet go behind you. Tuck your toes, hips to heels, lift into down dog. Ujjayi breath. You organize your shoulders so your neck feels longer. As you press your hands straight down, soften your elbows a bit, hug your elbows toward each other, and make your neck longer, reaching your ears toward your thumbs. Access the strength in your shoulder girdle. Step your left foot halfway up underneath your nose, and then flatten out both feet for pyramid, Parsvottanasana. Feet are forward. Sandwich your belly on your front thigh. The work here is to elongate your spine. You don't want to feel short, you want the belly to feel long. Walk your fingers back and see if you can help yourself to pull a little deeper. Maybe hold on to your right thigh and pull. So both hands grab the back of that back leg. Then we'll take all that strength and length forward, walk your fingers forward, shift your body weight to your front foot so you lift your back leg. Now right now hips are square. The right toes are pointing straight down to the floor. Right fingers under your shoulder, left hand to your left hip. Point the left elbow up in the air. That begins the twist. Your shoulder blade snuggles in toward your spine. You turn your eyes and that adds more to the twist. And then your left arm can go straight up in the air. And breathe. Twisted, balancing half moon. Now think to yourself, you don't really need the floor, do you? Use your whole body to try to pick your right fingers a little bit off the floor. It's not just your arm, Megan. It's awesome. It's awesome. One more full breath. Feet together, forward fold, say ah. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Open your arms wide, soar out and up. And exhale, bring your hands home to your heart. Step up to the front of your mat from mountain. Inhale, open, soar out and up. As you exhale, swan dive and fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Hands down, right foot steps back. Lower your right heel flat to the floor for warrior two. Windmill your right arm around and up and open. Lovely. Torso's vertical. Sink deep into your front lunge. Now sense the front thigh outwardly rotating. Match that with the back thigh inwardly rotating. So the inseams on your left thigh, the inseam of your pants, rolling up to the ceiling. The inseam on your right thigh of your pants rolling down to the floor. Now pull your heels toward each other. Stretch your left arm straight up in the air. Bend your left elbow, reach up with your right hand, grab your left elbow and pull up and back. Go exploring into this lateral flexion. Can you pull your left elbow further away from your left knee, but keep that spiral I just described. Keep pulling your heels toward each other. Take one more deep breath. And now slow motion, windmill your hands around to the inside of your front foot. Lift your back heel. Heel toe your left foot off to the side, the bow to the earth. Hands are under your shoulders to start. Press your right heel straight back, really strong. Ujjayi breath. And can you add a little more? Lower your right elbow to the floor under your shoulder. Maybe lower your left elbow. Maybe you wrap your left arm under your left leg so that your foot and your hands are all in the same plane. It's like you're trying to get your left knee up on your left arm like a backpack, and your fingers and toes are all in the same line, and then pull. Take two more full breaths. Bhumanasana. You got to pull in both directions. The right heel pushes back, the top of your head pulls forward. Unwrap your hand, frame your front foot as you bring it back in under your shoulders, step back to down dog, take a very deep breath in. Use the exhale to pull forward into plank. Another deep breath in to find length. Slow breath out to take it all the way down to the floor, stay long. Tops of your feet down, clasp your hands behind your tail, hug your palms tightly together. Reach your knuckles toward your heels. On an inhale, adjust your upper body, lift your head, your shoulders, and your chest up off the floor. Press your feet down, lift, broaden through your collarbones. Take 3 more Ujjayi breaths. Can you lift your hands further away from your bottom? Is there any way you can make your neck longer? Is there any way you can use your breath to feel more here? And then softly release, relax, hands under shoulders, or hands under your forehead rather, relax your shoulders and receive. Say ha. Now to rise to down dog, you can either press to table or to plank. If you go to plank, everything lifts in one unit and lift. Bring your feet together. Sweep your right leg way out back behind you. Now bring it into pigeon, right knee to right wrist. Flex your right foot as you carve the outer edge of your foot into the floor and slide your left leg back. Top of the left foot to the floor. So keep this right foot pretty active. Rather than sickling it and letting it be passive, that might mean that your hips come up a little higher, but can you pull your toes toward your knee and carve the outer edge of your foot into the floor? Then your fingers are out in front, spider fingers. Pull your chest forward and press the outer edge of your right shin into the ground. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Now,
You can recline, so we'll be here for just about 3, maybe 5 more breaths. Any version of pigeon that works for you. I'm going to suggest you swiftly bend your left knee, reach your right hand back, and catch your left ankle. Avoid twisting so your shoulders are square. If you want to reach the left arm up and reach back and catch that ankle, both hands can reach. Lift your chest. Take one more deep breath. Let go of your pigeon, hands under your shoulders. Walk your back knee in, tuck your toes. Use that to lift the front leg. Stay right there. Hold. You're trying to pull your right thigh right up to your belly. Step your right foot up between your hands. Lower your left foot flat for warrior 2. Windmill your left arm around and up, spine vertical. Lovely. And once you're here, refine, right? The warrior poses especially, they're very fundamental, common, quintessential yoga postures. Feel that every time you visit it is an opportunity to explore more. The front thigh externally rotated, the back thigh internally rotated, both feet abducted, heels pull toward each other. Reach your right arm out and up, bend your right elbow. Reach up with your left hand, grab your right elbow. Now challenge yourself to pull up and away from that base. The more you pull your right elbow up, the more challenging it's going to be to maintain strong connection to your base. Breathe. And for bow to the earth, slow motion, release your hands, bring them down to the inside of your front foot. Lift your back heel to point up. Heel toe your right foot off to the side. Now, you have enough room for your shoulders, so your fingers and your toes, you're trying to get them all in the same line on that front foot. So all your fingertips and your right toes pretty much in the same line. Maybe you lower your elbow and your heel, maybe both elbows and your right heel are in the same line. Or you wrap your arm underneath your leg. And then again, you're trying to pull your chest as far forward as you can. So you have a little roadblock there. Keep pulling forward as you press the left heel back. Now getting lower as you bow to the earth rounds your spine. You don't want to lose that length. As you bow down, you're trying to elongate and pull your chest forward. One more full breath. Ujjayi sound. Climb back up onto your hands. Frame your front foot as you bring it back in. Float to plank. Take a deep breath in. Slowly lower all the way down. Use the whole exhale. Really soft landing, especially that last quarter of an inch. Tops of your feet to the floor. Hands behind your back again. Clasp in the awkward way. The opposite finger or thumb on top. Hug your palms tight. Reach your knuckles back. This time, lift your legs. Lift your head. Lift your shoulders. Lift your chest. Lift your knuckles. Breathe. Where is the edge of your frontier for this belly down boat? Can you sense your body is in shape, an arc, a huge arc? Take 3 more Ujjayi breaths. You have a well of strength. It's encoded in you. Hug your palms tighter. Reach your knuckles further. Stretch through your toes. The back of your head, your pinkies, and your heels all on puppet strings. One more breath. Try to lift everything up just a little bit higher. And then softly release. Relax. And let it land. The poses have so much to offer. The poses are very much like every experience in life. When you lean into it with every fiber of your being,
There's residual, there's residue, echoes. Your choice, table or plank, hands under your shoulders to down dog. Make that transition mindfully. Once you're in down dog, feet together, stretch your left leg way out back. Bring your left knee to your left wrist for pigeon. Lay your left shin down. As you move your left foot off to the right, only to the place where you can flex your foot and carve the outer edge of your foot into the ground. Remember, keep the sensation in your hip, not your knee. So the poses are there too for you to refine, not to make it look a certain way, but to figure out what does the pose have to offer for your body. Once you keep, connects, maintain some of the foundational principles, right? Hips are square, spine is long, front foot is flexed, back toes reaching back. Walk your fingers forward, suction cup your fingers, and pull your chest forward. And that's the ingenuity piece as you explore to tap into the wisdom you have inside. There is a trust factor there. You just have to trust, that the pose does not need to look a certain way. You get to express the pose, so the pose can express to you what it has to offer. Vijaya sound. Versus so many times we want to impose what we think is supposed to happen on the pose. And that just mucks it all up. One more full breath. Flatten out your hands under your shoulders. Walk your back foot in so your shoulders are over your wrists. Lift your back knee. Now, you do not want to push off the front leg. It's not in a good position there. Use your core body to pick up the front leg and breathe. 3 breaths. Try to bring the thigh tighter to your belly. Relax your jaw. And then step your left foot up between your hands. Right foot follows, forward fold, dangle. Catch hold of your elbows. Let your head relax, let your arms relax. And your belly rests on your thighs. 2 more slow breaths here. And then let your fingers drip down to the floor. Bend your knees. Have a seat in the middle of your mat. Slide your right leg out long. This is Marichi's twist. Left knee stays bent. Hug your left thigh tight to your belly. Use that to help you to sit up tall. It's like, it helps. It's like a staff. You grab your shin, you plant your foot, you lift your chest. Flex your right foot strong. Now reach your right arm up next to your ear. Hinge forward and reach down to catch your outer edge of your right foot, or internally rotate your hand so your thumb points down, palm faces out, and grab the inner edge of your foot. So that helps you to twist toward the left. And then walk your left hand forward and around to hug your outer left thigh. If that doesn't feel good, keep your elbow, pointing down. If you can point your elbow up and wrap your arm around, you might be able to bind from behind. So if you can catch your foot and you can point your left elbow up, you can wrap your hands behind your leg and bind, and then pull. Pull your chest long. One more deep breath. Release all of that. Let the left knee open to the side and walk forward, bow over your right thigh. And just relax. You can use your hands for support. Do try to keep your spine long. So even though you're, kind of released and relaxed into a forward fold, you still want your belly to have feel spacious. Take one more deep breath. Climb back up, lift tall, and we'll switch legs. So left leg slides long, bend your right knee. And there's lots of stages and expressions of this pose. So, be curious, right? Be curious. With your right foot planted and your heel kind of right in front of your sitting bone on the right, use your shin to lift. I'm going to feel the sense of, like a tall structure. Press through your left heel. Reach your left arm up. You got to go to the inside of your front thigh, just like bow to the earth. So you fold forward and reach down and grab your left foot somewhere, maybe your calf, your shin, the outer edge. You can get the rotation through your arm, turn your thumb down and grab the inner edge of your foot. And that's going to help you to twist to the right. Reach your right arm forward, internally rotate it so your elbow points up, and then wrap your hand around your leg. You can also go under the leg, if that feels better. It's all a matter of limb length, your torso length, levers. Maybe you bind both hands behind your back and then pull your chest forward. One more deep breath. You got it, Carol. It's beautiful. And then release. Let the right knee open to the side for head to knee. Walk forward. You're still working to lift your tailbone out behind you as you lay your belly out over your front thigh, and then relax the weight of your head. Invite your air into the back of your body here. Usually that's the most obvious sensation. But specifically, breathe into your kidney space. One more slow breath. Climb your way back up into seated. Legs out in front. And bend your knees a little bit to slowly melt your way down. Take at least 3, maybe even 5 breaths so that you roll, you feel, the strength required to land so sequentially and so softly down onto the ground. And once you're there, stretch your arms out long, you turn your palms up, separate your feet. Any other poses or movements, of course, that would make your practice feel complete today, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, as brief as it is, immediately finds quietude. So you feel symmetry in your body, ease. And let your body breathe its own rhythm of breath. Stay present. When we close our final Tuesday in February class with a poem from Dana Feld's. This is from Root to Bloom. It's called Initiation. Poised on a precipice, I know I am ready. Fall or fly, the time is ripe to make the leap. I deepen my breath, noting both anxiety and excitement. Stepping off the edge, I cannot predict what comes next. Aware of everything at once, I am uncertain if I flew or if I was carried. But when I find myself in entirely new territory, I realize life will never be the same again on this side of my initiation. Entirely new territory. That's where we are, collectively and individually. Take your time to move in any way that feels right to you. Ease yourself to one side. Draw knees up toward your chest. And in that little pause before you rise again, acknowledge and affirm every time you show up to your mat. This is your special place to explore. When you explore wholeheartedly, you are changed forever. In small ways that all add up to big ways. Press up to seated. As you root through your hips, lift your spine, elongate. Always hold yourself long and open. And every breath to tap into the ancestral wisdom inside. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra in this universal gesture of honor and respect. Thumbs to heart, heart to thumbs. Nod your head for showing up, ready to explore, to persevere with a sense of ingenuity, and to continue to come to our mat to practice this art of transformation that we know today as yoga. Never ending, ever changing. So thank you for showing up and shining bright. Namaste.